Hi there, Monica. So it's nice to see that you've written your first set of essays for us. Let's take a look at what you did here. This one is about schools. Let's see what you said. Often teaching methodology and prime objective of schools are debated. Some people opines that institutes shall be focusing only on scholastic subjects as their main agenda is to impart an education, whereas others strongly feel that it should be more co-scholastic to make learning a pleasurable experience. In my opinion, academics is a crucial element of the school curriculum. However, co-curricular activities shall be added to ensure pupils' holistic development, which is ultimate objective of the education system. All right. Some good things happening here, and also some things that need a little work. First of all, let's talk about one simple thing. Let's talk about your punctuation. You need to put whatever the punctuation is, like this comma, like this full stop, you need to put directly after the word. Directly, okay? Don't leave a space. So maybe if you were handwriting this, it wouldn't be so obvious, but looking at it here, it seems really rather strange. So make sure you do that, okay? The content of what you wrote is fine. You gave your opinion, and that's good. But unfortunately, what happened is that a lot of the language you used is a little awkward, not 100% appropriate. So I want to look through that one more time and see what we can do. This felt strange to me. Often teaching methodology and what the primary objective of schools are debated. Okay, that's kind of what you need to say. It's still a little awkward, but at least grammatically it's correct. So you could have done that. And then not opine. Opine is a word I really prefer not to see. Just it's not a word that is really used. It seems a little maybe old-fashioned and not 100% appropriate. So let's change that. Some people believe, or some people attest, that would have been okay too, that institutes should focus only on scholastic subjects as their primary agenda is to impart education, whereas others strongly feel that it should be more co-scholastic. I don't even know what that means. What does it mean to be co-scholastic? To make learning a pleasurable experience. This was fun, but not shall be added, but it should be added. I want you to review the difference between shall and should, okay? It's pretty important. And then here you needed an apostrophe after the S, pupils' holistic development, which is the ultimate objective of the education system, okay? So you could see that pretty much every sentence had some sort of grammatical error. That's the kind of thing you want to be careful of, okay? Academic knowledge is crucial for all students, especially those who aspire to be working professionals. Firstly, such professional workers irrefutably need a higher level of scholastic knowledge to tackle their demanding jobs. For example, students aspiring to be engineers, doctors, and scientists need to be academically sound by the time they graduate from schools. You don't need to come here in order to achieve higher qualified practicing degrees in the future. Secondly, academically strong children are far more equipped to envisage the future and plan for their successful careers. Thus, it is imperative for school curriculums to include sufficient conceptual know-how on various subjects. I understand where you're going with this paragraph, but I don't entirely agree with it. Some people think that you never talked about just it being the sole thing that schools should offer. You just basically said how important it is for students to get a good education, but you never tell us that getting this good education precludes having more entertainment in classrooms. So it felt like almost like you were answering a different essay, basically because you never said anything about how to academically prepare these children. You can't have any entertaining lessons. You have to just be pure academics and that's it. So it felt a little underdeveloped and it not so focused on what you should have been focusing on. All right, let's move on. Furthermore, it is significantly important to have the right balance of extracurricular activities in school in the school program to ensure all-round development of students. For instance, activities like sports, music, drama, contemporary worlds, that doesn't make sense. How about just get rid of contemporary worlds and just say robotics and electronic play activities add, no S, immensely to the cognitive and lateral thinking skills of children. Moreover, some children, we never write kids in IELTS essays, please. Some children are innately creative and they might find their true potential in, careful, newer fields involving imagination and creativity. Therefore, co-scholastic activities are equally important to be included in the school's curriculum for children's true success. All right. So it definitely feels like you're answering a different question. It's as if you're answering something more along the lines of, children should have non-academic subjects in their classrooms. To what extent do you agree or disagree? All right, that kind of feels like what you're answering, but that's not what the essay asked you. The essay asked you to talk about entertaining classes, entertainment in school. So what does it mean to entertain? It means to amuse. It means to enjoy yourself. It means to laugh. If something is funny, this is entertaining. So some of the stuff you talked about here, yes, it's engaging, and students probably like these activities, but they don't necessarily qualify as entertaining. And honestly, I think it's this particular word that makes this essay so challenging. The word entertaining, what does it mean? What are we referring to when we talk about entertaining, okay? So you're on the right track here, but you needed to go a little bit in a different direction and talk about entertainment in classes. Like maybe, kids are playing games in the classroom in order to help them learn, or maybe they're doing like fun exercises with their classmates, or, maybe they're playing a game while they're watching a movie. I mean, there could be a million ways where you could talk about entertainment, but it has to be this idea of joy and amusement and entertainment, basically, okay? So just because you have an extracurricular activity that is not academic, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's also entertaining, okay? Anyway, let's move on here. To conclude, academic knowledge and pleasurable activities both are significantly important for children's all-round learning and development. So institutions need to ensure the right mix of both these elements to impart holistic education to students. I think you said this expression before. Full stop here. This will ensure that they are well prepared to face the demanding competitive world in the true sense. Undoubtedly all round. You keep saying all round. I wish you wouldn't. It's like I've seen it 3 or 4 times already. Therefore, well-rounded. You could have said well-rounded learners will be bound to be more successful in the future. Okay. So, I mean, there are some good elements to this essay. You're certainly using the template correctly. There is one other thing that I wanted to mention. Let's see. I think that this was the wrong word here. This is the wrong linker. You could use furthermore if you're going to continue along the same kind of argument. You didn't. You were switching here. This was talking about academics. This was talking about, extracurricular activities. So it's a totally different viewpoint, totally different thing. So not furthermore here. You need something else like on the other hand, or in contrast, or despite what has been said. One of those would have been okay. All right. So we spent a ton of time on this first essay. I really want to go into your next one, which is about doing the enjoyable activity. Okay. In the past, there used, with a D here, to be a lot of emphasis on reading and children's education and development. However, many people nowadays claim, no S, that conducting interactive activities with children is far better, no more, than reading, as they force children to force children to think, interact, and use their motor skills simultaneously. I agree that engaging activities can definitely help in children's holistic development, along with lateral thinking and enhanced problem-solving capabilities. All right, so far so good. Firstly, interactive games are two-way interactions, thus people get instant guidance on improving their skills, and constant practice helps them to master the same. For example, console games teach. What? Teaches like a role play? Okay, that's a little awkward here. Console games act as a role play. Maybe this is what you mean, where they communicate, think around provided clues, and prove their responsive, reflective, and spatial skills as they move to higher levels of the game. Whoa, okay, this is a really long sentence. Look, it starts here and it goes all the way to here. You needed to break it up somewhere because it kind of lost its coherence, okay? Complexity and required skills to cross them also increase. All right, this is awkward. You have to revise that sentence. The above view is acknowledged by the Harvard Business School in a 2018 study where it mentioned that children who play games like Xbox, Xbox and PlayStation perform 50% better in psychometric tests. Thus, these games help in developing vital abilities in the growth of children during the early learning stage. Okay, help me with your articles. There are a lot of mistakes with them, okay? So, secondly, physical sports Physical sports which involve teams help children not only to improve their concentration, care for their spelling, but also to acquire social skills as well. Okay, you didn't need also and as well, but also to acquire social skills, full stop. For example, basketball is the world's second fastest game, thus all team members have to be very well coordinated, think, and interact with the speed of light. So players constantly practicing this game are found to be far more effective multitaskers, interact and adapt to changing situations swiftly in comparison to others. All right, that's awkward here too. Found to be far more effective multitaskers and interact and adapt to changing situations swiftly in comparison to others. Moreover, physical activities keep players healthy physically and mentally. Full stop, not both. A recent study by the University of Toronto, proved that children who participate in regular activities, saw their grades improve by 20%. All right, so obviously I had to make some changes there. Consequently, interactive sports and games are more valuable for improving crucial skills among people. Okay. To conclude, the role of interactive games and activities is undeniable in the lives of people, as they play a pivotal role in developing key skills that are important in practical day-to-day lives of children. If learning is interactive, it turns out to be more pleasurable, and learners improve much faster without any stress and burden. Okay, so if I had to compare the two essays, I would definitely say this is a stronger essay. In that it was more coherent. I didn't struggle with so many areas as I did with the previous one. But this one has a major problem with task achievement. Look at the task again. It says better skills and imagination, but I didn't see really anything regarding imagination. You talked about reflective and spatial skills. You talked about coordination, thinking, and interacting quickly, but you never talk about creativity, you never talk about imagination, and you have to, because they really made a very definite point of separating it from these other skills, which means you absolutely have to cover it. That would be a problem. On the whole, other than that, it was okay. It was definitely a good start for your first set of essays, so well done. Now you need to correct them and return them back to us. You need to create an error correction list with your mistakes and the corrected version next to each mistake, and then of course a new set of essays, okay? Try to send us all that information in the next day or so. We'll be looking forward to it, so good luck to you.